Alrighty then. This is Lord Bartholom once again with another video. I've found a lamp so you can actually see me this time. Alright, well, alright. To continue on with my apparent series of explaining Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible, as I understand it, I've decided to explain the 9 satanic statements. Hurrah! So let's get started. First one says Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. First off, let me dumb it down a bit. Indulgence, as defined by dictionary.com, is the act or practice of indulging gratification of desire. And abstinence is any self-restraint or self-denial. If that doesn't clear up this statement, it pretty much means that one should do whatever the fuck they want to do instead of not doing it for some weird rule set that some guy made a few 100,000 years ago. Not literally 100,000, more like just thousands of years ago. I hope you get it now. If you need an example would be using your common sense. Technically, if I wanted to, I could go over to my next door neighbor, shoot him in the face, walk home and act like nothing happened, with the great possibility of the cops coming in and getting me depending on the situation and, witnesses and what time of day. But I have free will. I can do it, just there's consequences. So I leave up to you, the viewers, what consequences might come up with your actions. Anyways, moving on. The second one states Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. No big words, so this should be rather easy. To put it simply, live in the here and now, not in some possible existence after death that has no 100% proof of actually existing. You want to play purely on faith? Go for it. If not, enjoy life while it lasts, because, basic human lifespan is about 70, 75 years. With a few rare cases of leading up to the hundreds. Yeah. Third, Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. Alright, well, to start off, I'd like to state that undefiled is obviously another way of saying pure. To start this one off. Now, a lot of people, for reasons or another, just turn their backs on logic. They pretty much take shit at face value. Don't look into sources and continue on without a care in the world, thinking they know everything, simply because they paid attention to the first crackpot that came up to their door and says, hey, this and this isn't that true. For example, if you look into the Holy Bible and some of its history, you find a shitload of contradictions. Namely, the one in Genesis where, well, this is at least my personal favorite. It's the one in Genesis, here we go. Okay. Where God uses the plural manner of speaking in the making of Adam. Now, from some sources, you find people believe angels were involved, or at least were present for the creation of existence. If you ask a Christian, they might tell you it was Jesus that he was referring to. Kinda smells like bullshit to me. But, let's move on, shall we? Alright, Venus Satanis actually has a video purely on this subject. So if you would like a better, or at least more detailed description on it, the link is in the description section. Alright, now fourth, Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. I believe I stated something about this in my videos on the 11 satanic rules of the earth, but this revolves mainly around the fact that most people think they should treat others as they would like to be treated, in hopes that the person would, actually treat them better. Makes little to no sense on me, but whatever the fuck. Now, what Anton is telling you here is if a person doesn't deserve your kindness, don't give it to them. Easy as that. If you need me to explain that further, yeah, just stop watching the video now. Alright, fifth, Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. This one explains itself. If someone does you wrong, you do wrong to them. Yada yada yada. And yeah, I know that old saying, two wrongs don't make a right, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I personally feel better knowing that someone who pissed me off or did wrong to me is, feeling pain as well. Don't really care if you agree with me or not, but yeah, just fuck off, not your life. Sixth. Okay. Sixth one states. The fuck? Sorry. Alright. Satan represents the responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. Alright. A psychic vampire, as defined by Anton LaVey, is someone who uses material objects or guilt into manipulating someone. Doing whatever he can into getting attention, mainly going after successful or otherwise happy people. And yeah, there has been cases where this is used, where sex, money, gifts, material objects are used, but no actual help, such as if you need a ride to such and such place, they actually go pick you up, for example. Thus, this statement is telling you not to waste your time on someone who uses you, but gives nothing meaningful in return, and give it to someone who actually deserves it. Alright, we're almost done here, folks. Seventh. The seventh one says, Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine and spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. Nothing more need be said. Seriously. Alright, Satan represents all the this is number 8, by the way. Right, Satan represents all the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. This one leads back to the second one. Pretty much that Satanists normally do everything the right-hand path tell them you should not do because it's related to the physical. And personally, it makes little to no sense that a person who is currently in a physical state of existence cannot enjoy the simple pleasures of it, being forced to rely purely on the spiritual, with which most people don't even believe in, such as atheists and, hell, even some Satanists. How exactly the physical and spiritual relate on this, I'm not so sure, but I know a great amount of people that smoke, drink, and fuck daily would seem nicer than a few Christians I can mention. Alright, last but not least, number 9. Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. Interesting. Personally, this one is more for humor than anything else, even though it does have some truth to it. How so, may you ask? Well, if you read the Bible from front to back, it somewhat revolves around warnings. Mainly, hell, Satan, all that crap. Placing Satan as the bad guy who is going to hurt you if you don't fear and worship the Almighty, the only one who can save you from this infernal torment, even though he was technically the one who created it. Since, if you go by the Christian beliefs, God creates everything and controls everything. Yeah. So without Satan to back God up and threaten everyone, do you really think his church would be as powerful or influential as it is today? I don't think so. Well, that was another video created by me, Lord Bartholomew, and see you next time, YouTube. Later.